the thing that has made me, one of the things, I'll put it this way, one of the top three things that has made me the angriest about the last decade, and specifically about the last, I don't know, 9, 10 months, 11 months maybe, is having to coexist and interact with the sheer number of people in this country who are unimaginably and gobsmackingly stupid. Every single one of whom believes that they're the smartest person in the room because they watched a YouTube video. I mean, the number of people in this country who are, I'm just like, how do you tie your shoes in the morning? And if it was only that, if it was only people who are just shockingly dumb and gullible, that would be one thing. But they all vote. They are all very, very, very motivated when it comes to voting. And they vote exactly the way you think they vote, man. They vote exactly the way that you think they vote. They vote based on their belief that, Dr. Anthony Fauci locked them inside of their houses in 2020 when Donald Trump was still president. They vote because, RFK Jr. is exposing big pharma and, is going to take away the MMR vaccine and just give everybody vitamin A. And that's freedom so that they can go drink their raw milk that they got, on the side of the road in rural Florida. These people, these people, the forgotten man and the forgotten woman, the people of the earth, the people of the dirt. And I mean, they vote based on the fact in their mind that for the last 10 years, the deep state has been so terrified of Donald Trump. The cabal has been so terrified of Donald Trump. All of the people on Epstein's client list have been so terrified of Donald Trump that every single thing that has happened to him since 2015 has been a witch hunt from the deep state. And it's like you mix in the evangelicals who are like, yeah, but a jury said that he sexually assaulted a woman. Well, God works through imperfect vessels. You know, okay. And it's just like the people who, with their dying breath, will tell you that tariffs are actually middle class tax cuts. These people are the stupidest segment of society that this country has ever had to contend with. And there are 80 million of them. And every single one of them thinks that they know more about global economics than somebody with a PhD. They think they know more about virology, infections, and vaccines than doctors and nurses and people with PhDs. They think they know more about gas prices than Mr. Global. They are just, and and it's like I think about this. I mean, I guess this is kind of the meat of it. This is kind of the meat of it. The worst people in this country, the stupidest people in this country, the most insanely overconfident, and dumb people in this country are the ones who are in charge. Those are the ones who are in charge. Those are the people who are making decisions about getting rid of cancer research because Harvard is woke. These are the people who are getting rid of Alzheimer's research because Columbia permitted their students to protest. These are the people who think that Nancy Pelosi and the FBI are responsible for January 6th to delay the certification of a presidential election that a Democrat won. These are the people who think that upon having concrete evidence that Russia interfered in the 2016 election, Obama fabricated all of that, which was confirmed in the Mueller report, which was confirmed by a bipartisan Senate report, a Senate Intelligence Committee led by little Marco Rubio, who's now our Secretary of State. And now they want Obama put in jail. They ignore the fact that it was Donald Trump and Russia who actually tried to improperly influence the 2016 election because Donald Trump paid off Karen McDougal and Stormy Daniels $130,000 apiece because he fucked them while he was still married to Melania, one of them while Melania was pregnant with Barron Trump. That was a deep state setup. He was convicted by a jury, 34 felony counts. I mean, you can go on and on and on forever. The sheer number of things that these people are stupid about. We voted for him for the economy and inflation and because he's a businessman. I'm going to bring down prices on day one. He gets inaugurated. There's going to be 2 years of economic pain from from the tariffs that I'm imposing. We have to go through 2 years of economic pain to make America great again. Yes, that's amazing. We will do that. You can't fix stupid. And these people are the stupidest fucking people this country has ever been saddled with. And they're dumb, and they're happy, and they're overconfident, and they think everything is amazing because Donald Trump is owning the libs. And they're just fueled by hatred and stupidity. And that's a lethal combination. That is a lethal combination. When the two most motivating forces in your life are hatred for every single person who's not exactly like you, and that is paired with like Olympic levels of stupidity, that's incredibly dangerous. I mean, Charlie Sykes from MSNBC and formerly of the Bulwark, he used to say that Donald Trump is a clown with a flamethrower. He's a clown, but he still has a flamethrower. And you can do a lot of fucking damage with a flamethrower. That flamethrower is the average IQ level of your average MAGA voter. It's like in the 40s. They're still fucking clowns, but they can still do a lot of damage. And they're racist, and they hate women. They're homophobic, transphobic. They hate the disabled, and they're bigots. They're just absolute bigots. Anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Have a great week.